Welcome back to another day in this beautiful journey of life. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Christy. My husband Jason and I started restoring this late 1800s, fifth generation, what was an abandoned farmhouse property in 2022. It's been a long, slow year, so we're doing this with full-time jobs, debt-free, no loan, just working slowly, step by step, one day at a time, as time and finances allow. So this last year felt like a huge step forward because we were able to get a majority of the downstairs finished out. If you're following along, you know the last few weeks we've officially moved upstairs, finished out the framing in the master, got the insulation hung throughout the bathroom, the master, and the closet. Last week we started running the plumbing in the bathroom, and this week Jason was working on finishing out the drain lines and running all the venting system for the appliances. We're in Western Pennsylvania, so that was a bit of a challenge for us, but he was working on that while I was working, so I'm going to throw that in here now, and then we'll come back to just do a quick follow-up recap.
We're going to be doing some plumbing today. The last of the plumbing. All of the water lines are installed. Me and Christy did that yesterday. This is the shower. We did the washer and dryer setup. That's all finished. I just have to put the vent up through the ceiling. There's a vent that goes from here clean up into the ceiling, up into the attic. There'll be another one that comes out down here, and then that'll come straight up into the ceiling. And then with the sinks, this is the hardest of the three, I think. There's two sinks, so with two sinks we have to have vents and drains for both. And I want them hidden in the wall, and there's just not a lot of room. This is my main drain line coming up. Right here. It'll come through the wall, and then right between these two, hot and cold, there'll be a drain for the first sink. And then we travel through the wall to these water lines. And then right here, to the right of the cold and the left of the stud, there'll be another drain right at the pencil mark there. But this one runs up and then travels back through the wall. You got both of the holes here for the pipe to go through the wall. Over here to where the vent stack will go up to the attic. That one there, that's the original vent stack to the house. I was going to tie into that, but the more that I read, I don't like it inside of the house, so it's going to go. We're going to punch this one into the attic also. So then once we're in the attic, we have to run clean over there with the washer, tie into the shower, come over here, tie into the sink, come across the ceiling, through the toilet way to about here, and then we'll tie into the actual sewage vent that'll go in, punch up into the ceiling. I'll have to install a boot. With the vent on the side of the house, when the wind blows correctly, I can smell sewage. And that will not be okay. Nobody wants to smell sewage. So it needs to go higher. That's why we're not leaving it here. And we're going to move it out here on top of the roof here. You can just barely see the roof. We're going to set it up there, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 feet and then stick it probably 2 feet above the actual base of the roof. That way it's higher than, you know, we're over 2 stories there. Here we're only 1.5 stories. It just doesn't work. I don't like it. It's not going to stay that way. I guess let's do it.
I pulled out that old picture today. 2 young hearts unafraid. Backyard nights, old trucks and dreams. Laughed at the world and all it seemed. We didn't know the storms ahead, or all the words we'd never said. But looking back, I can see those were the seeds of you and me. Through these years we've learned to bend, found our way around each end. Every fight, every late night drive made us stronger, made us alive. I keep those memories close, they stay, a reminder of the life we've made. Through these years I see it clear, I wouldn't trade a single tear. We built a life with our own hands, through quiet nights and shifting sands. Every wall, every step we've grown, every laugh, every lesson shown. I used to rush, I used to fight, chasing dreams just out of sight. But now I know what matters most. It's the time we give, the love we chose. Through these years we've learned to bend, found our way around each end. Every fight, every late night drive made us stronger, made us alive. I keep those memories close, they stay, a reminder of the life we've made. Through these years I see it clear, I wouldn't trade a single tear. Sometimes I wish I could freeze a day, hold it tight, keep it from slipping away. Every laugh, every glance, every small goodbye, they're the threads that keep our story alive. Through these years we've learned to bend, found our way.
Let's punch the last hole for the night.
Every fight, every late night drive. Keep those memories close, they stay, a reminder of the life we made. Through these years I see it clear, I wouldn't trade a single tear. So
Yeah, we got everything punched up through the ceiling.
every moment that shaped our
The last one to do
through tears, through it.
is the bathtub.
It's our story, and we've lived through it all.
We're doing some plumbing again today. The sinks are done. Everything's plumbed. It's dead on where it needs to be. Got the vents in. Yesterday, I worked on doing the drain for the bathtub and the vent for the bathtub. Comes up here, it wise to the drain, and then from the drain, it comes over to the vent. All the vents will go up into the attic, and I will connect them to a roof vent. What a view, huh? What a view. Today, the last one that needs done is the toilet. I had to remove the wall. I wasn't planning on doing this. I wanted to do it right here so all my vents can go up through the roof right here. Easy access. It's on the back side of the house so you can't see it. You don't ever get what you want. Now, let me get this open back up. I'll show you why we can't. So right here is our main line. don't pay attention to the water line. I have to deal with it yet. I got it too long. So if you look here, this is our main line, sewage line that goes to the toilet. The water line for the toilet, it's too long. I'm gonna cut it up in here and just make it look a little nicer. So I wanted to put the top of my stack right at the back side of this elbow, but there's not enough room. And if you look up underneath here, that beam is the support beam for the house. And I really didn't even want to put through it what I did, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So that ain't gonna work. It won't work. So we're gonna come in here. And I already got a hole started. That's where the toilet will be. You can see the outline pretty close to where it's gonna be. So I'm gonna put a hole here so I can tie my vent into it. And the vent will come up through the false wall here. It'll come up over here where my boot's at, and then I'll 90 it to the back side, and then run it up into the attic. I think I'll just build a little nice wooden box around it. And I was even thinking about maybe getting rid of this partition wall and maybe build a full-sized one up through there. We'll figure it out. We got the holes cut. Everything's lined up. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but since it is just a vent, there's no water that flows through this pipe, I'm comfortable doing it. But I would recommend, if you were to do this, to go and buy yourself the correct teeth and the correct fittings. It's just really hard for me to get in here. This is the biggest hole that I can make. I've got a floor joist right here, and I've got another floor joist right here. I can barely get in there. Once I got in there and was able to look around, I said, oh, well, let's just put the pipe on here and then run it out this way, and then I can just put it up through this closet wall. But there's not enough room. Being that this is a vent, it has to be on the top of the pipe. I can't put it on the side. I mean, I can turn it a little bit to get things to fit, but I need 6 inches of clearance, and I have 4.5. This is all I can do. We fought a lot of stuff to be able to get a toilet right here. Different routes of where we had to run the pipe, and it was just a fight. But we got it here, and somebody forgot to vent it. I'm learning as I go. This is what we run into. At least we can still fix it without having to rip the downstairs apart. But it'll be vented here in a minute.
First off, you saw Jason do the drain lines in the vent tank. He had the drain for the sink already done over here, but we changed it from a single sink to a double, so it all had to come back out and he had to redo it. So.
Well, at first we were planning on putting in a 72-inch double soaker jet tub. We decided to go with a standard sized tub and shower, and then a his and hers double sink is the reason it changed. And the tub was like $3,500, so.
Yeah, so it changed. He had to pull all that back out, and he redid the drain for the sinks over here. That way it flowed correctly. And then he had to go in and put in all the vent stacks for the sink, the shower, the washer and dryer, and the toilet. He got it all done, is the point. Some people say it's not needed for like each of them to have their own stacks, but code here in Pennsylvania is that everything needs to have its own.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think it hurts to like overkill it if that wouldn't be code.
You could have gotten away with just one vent to a 3-inch stack, which is Huge.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Up to
we-
5, right?
Up to 5 appliances onto one stack, but that stacks in 3-inch, but everything that goes to the appliances has to be 2-inch. And we just don't have the space.
Yeah, so everything's got its own stacks. They all connect in the attic, and then it goes out the roof. And he got all that done. So over here is the stack for the toilets, and the toilet downstairs is also on this one. He got through half of this, I think is the last you saw. He was working on this, but that got done up. This was just
the regular knee wall.
yeah, a knee wall, and we decided to go ahead and bring this out a little bit more because this is the best place to put this vent stack here for the toilets. Originally we were thinking about maybe trying to put it in the corner of the spare room or over here, but I think here worked
Yeah,
best.
and I'm pretty sure I talked to them about running it across and up into here because there's already a wall here.
Yeah, we were just gonna box it in, but after thinking about it, we're like, let's just bring this out and kind of make it a smaller petition.
Yep.
And I like the look of that even more because then from this doorway it just kind of hides that toilet. So
And there's going to be, hopefully there'll be glass. There'll be something here. Whether it ends up just being shelves or there will be something here
yeah,
to bring the rest of this out to here.
but he's got all the drains done, everything is vented, and all the plumbing is done.
Plumbing's done.
If we come in here into the spare room, you can see where it comes out and up into the roof. And that's all part of code too. It's got to be 3 foot off at the peak and 4 foot off the valley.
Yep.
Everything.
A minimum of 6 inches tall. We're at about 13 inches tall. That way, the whole idea of that is to keep any kind of sewer gas away from the house. And I know before, the vented out the side of the house. And when I had originally put the septic system and everything in, and I just tied back to it thinking, good to go, we'll just reuse it, whatever. But every time that we would dump the tank in the camper or flush the toilet in here,
Yeah.
you could smell the sewer gas.
Yeah.
And now you cannot because it's up another 10 feet higher.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference when having it come out the side of the house rather than having it come out the roof.
Yeah.
All right, here's where it ties in. You got the washer stack coming out over there. And what's that thing called you put on top of there?
Studer vent.
A Studer vent. Added a Studer vent on top of that, but it's also tied in to the rest of the vent system. And then there's where the sinks come out and the toilet, and then it runs over.
It all runs to the spare room.
Up into the peak. You might be able to see this pipe has a little dip in it. We still need to get a strap on that to bring that up.
Yeah, everything's sloped correctly. It's the weight of the pipe is making it sag, so I gotta get a strap on it.
All right, so all the drains are done. All of the venting is done.
Plumbing is complete.
And I don't know about anybody else, but trying to figure out that venting was quite the challenge.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Just making sure it was all proper and to code. And
I had a full week getting everything measured out and laid out and the plumbing installed. And then I had all last week doing just vent work.
yeah, yeah,
But again, there's no blueprints.
yeah,
You know, you have to figure out each fixture that you're going to put in, where the drains are located, how wide they are, how long they are, how far away it is from the wall.
the slope of it all.
I mean, you need everything. Because
Yeah.
even if something's, like with the bathtub, if it's 1/8 of an inch off,
yeah, it's
Game over.
Yeah, like the way things drain and having that's like the most important part
Yes.
of all of this, because if that doesn't work, then you're kind of screwed.
And with the amount of pressure we had up here yesterday, I bet we're 60, 70 psi with our 1-inch barrel, 3/4 inch line, drop down to.
Yeah. So with all that being done, all the plumbing, all the drains and venting,
back.
we were able to pressurize the lines yesterday and just make sure everything is good, make sure there's no leaks, make sure it drains okay. And happy to report that it all went really well. He has yet to actually keep it pressurized like throughout the day for a long amount of time, but he's going to turn it on tomorrow while he's up here and just keep those lines pressurized throughout the day just to make sure it holds and nothing blows apart. We had it shut off, so maybe he went to turn on the lines.
Look at this water pressure.
Yesterday we had both of these water lines into the drain and water going down the washer drain, and we had it all going at the same time.
Full crank.
Yeah, and it worked good. Testing it yesterday, just slowly turning it on. I was like, holy crap, should I turn it on all the way? It's definitely a lot of pressure.
We might end up having to regulate it just
Yeah.
to be safe.
That's good though.
Yeah, no, that's what we want.
Yeah, good job, babe. So that's huge. That's a big step that's done. And
No, the huge part is the house is built. We just need to finish it.
yeah, that's the update. That'll be all for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Let me know what you
Bye.
think. Bye, babe. I want to know if anybody has Starlink internet, and if you do, what do you think about it? That's what I want to know.
Talk about vetting. You're talking about internet.